Hello, hello. Welcome to again this session of your history class. So that one, then he started to conquer towards the southern India. So he assigned the task conquering of Deccan to Malik Kafur, and Malik Kafur in 1306 CE, he had the expedition against the Raikaran, the powerful king of South India, Raikaran, the ruler of Gujarat, okay, who after his explosion from Gujarat, he had holded on the border of Malwa. So first expedition he made towards the Gujarat and defeated the ruler Raikaran. Okay, and after defeating, thereafter the king Raikaran was went out from Gujarat, but near the Gujarat there is a one small state, that is border area. There is a one small state Malwa. In that border he was there. Okay, so again he started expedition against the Raikaran and defeated him and killed him also to Raikaran. The second expedition was against the Rai Ramachandra, that is South India king. Rai Ramachandra, the ruler of Devgiri in 1307. First expedition he did towards the Devgiri, he occupied it, but later on again the ruler of Devgiri was become powerful, so that is why once again expedition he started towards the Devgiri and defeated Rai Ramachandra in 1307 year. 7. He defeated both the rulers, and between 1309 to 1311 various rulers of the Deccan, the Kakatiya ruler of Warangal and the Hoysala of Dwarasamudra, and accepted the authority of Sultan and agreed to pay tribute. Malik Kafur attacked Madurai, the capital of Pandya, and looted it. So like this manner, different type of way they try to occupy the southern India parts. But their not intention was not there to annex that states with his territory, because by sitting in Delhi, it is not possible for themselves to control whole southern part. So that is why Alauddin Khilji decided and asked to the ruler of the South India that they have to pay the tribute. Tribute means a lump sum amount. Yearly they have to pay to the king, and they will accept the leadership of Alauddin Khilji, and they will accept the what just like a king of their entire state. Okay, so Alauddin Khilji, and every year they have to pay certain good amount, the gold, jewelry, and coin, silver, that all things in a year, a good quantity of that tribute they will give to Alauddin Khilji every year. So they accepted that one, and thereafter they are every year they are started to give tribute to your Alauddin Khilji. Then empire of Alauddin Khilji. Alauddin Khilji had no intention to annex Deccan. That I told you that they had no intention to and mix up. Deccan means South India states to his territory. He wanted to amass as much as wealth as possible from Deccan and use it for strengthening his army. So his main intention was to bring the money or wealth from South India and to spend that all in expenditure of the army administration, because he believed that if a strong army will remain, then nobody can try to defeat him. Okay, if army to maintain, strong army to maintain, we need wealth, much more money required, expenditure required. So that is why whatever money he was bringing from your Deccan, occupying by Deccan, so that money he is investing, he is spending to administrate and to develop the army. Okay, so he knew it would be difficult to rule Deccan from Delhi, and so he forced the ruler of the Deccan to pay him annual tribute. So that is why. Then Mongol invasion. At that time, from Afghanistan, very powerful one tribe was there. Powerful tribe. That is, they are called Mongol. So Mongol and all are fearing because they are very cruel and they are very powerful and very strong also. So that is why they all the state rulers, they are fearing to the Mongols. So they are also, Mongol are always trying to invent India always. They are always trying to enter into India and occupy the Delhi throne. So that is why Alauddin Khilji, to keep his state safe from Mongol, he has taken many measures, many steps. Okay, so that is why, and repeatedly they are trying to invent India. Repeatedly, many times they are trying to invent India. So Alauddin Khilji took some strong measures by which they cannot enter into the India. So that is why, what are that? He strengthened the royal army. He strengthened the royal army, and he repaired the old fort and erected new fort. Those forts are already damaged, broken. He repaired it, and also in his state area, wherever it required, he made new forts. Okay, and frontier provinces were placed under the efficient general. The border area, which provinces are there, so that provinces are appointed. He appointed a strong person, strong governors, by which they can fight against the Mongols. And another point was there, the new Muslims, because in his uncle ruling time, when his uncle was ruling, Jalaluddin Khilji, that time some of the Mongols came from Turkmenistan, from Afghanistan. They came and settled in the Delhi. Some Mongols they accepted Muslim religion. After accepting the Muslim religion, they started to remain in the Delhi area. So he believed that these Mongols are actually originated from Afghanistan, and they belongs to the creed of Mongol community. So they may be doing selfishness with the king. So that is why he killed that all persons. Those are escaped from Afghanistan, Mongol community. Okay, so he killed them, and he settled there in Delhi during Jalaluddin ruler time, and he all dismissed from the service and slaughtered mercilessly. Okay, and they are also appointed in the court also as a noble minister and some army chief. They are appointed. These rulers are. So these rulers, these Mongols persons, he removed them from the service and kept in the jail, and some are killed by him. So like that manner. The next thing it is that he also taken some measures against the nobles. First of all, the nobles are not allowed to drink wine, not letting them have parties or socialize with each other. They are not allowed to drink wine. Who? Nobles. In his court, who all are appointed nobles. Okay, they are not allowed to to drink wine. Thereafter, they cannot conduct any party or social function. Okay, each other they cannot mix up. Also, they will not they will not arrange any get together among themselves. Okay, they are not even permitted to arrange marriage alliance between themselves. They cannot conduct any marriage ceremony in their family. Okay, by which they all will be get together. So like this manner rules he imposed to control the nobles. Thereafter, he also introduced the spy system, by which the spies, he already kept one spy, by which the nobles are always will be remain in the control of the king. The spies always trying to inform to the king, and even if they are not allowed to talk each other by in loud voice, always by whispering voice they are talking. So like this manner, many measures he has taken to control the nobles. Then reorganization of army. In the reorganization of army, he may taken certain measures. He not only increased the size of standing army but made them more efficient. Standing army means reserve army. So he made them more efficient also. He started the branding army horses and keeping descriptive rule of the soldiers. Okay, his thousands of horses he had kept, and very efficient horses. By which the soldier, by horse riding, they can go to any place within a short period of time. That is called your dag system. And he fixed the salary of army. Fixed salary he gave, and good salary he was giving to the army. In case he is giving. And he prohibited the noble maintain any private army. Nobles are not allowed to keep private army. The next thing it is that economic measures. Economic measures are, for first, to maintain the good army, and he believed that the economic conditions should be very sound. So what happens? So to maintain the strong army, money required, and money how it will come? From the good economic condition, money will come. So for that, certain measures he has taken. He increased the land revenue from 1/3 to half. All farmers who are cultivating, the land revenue they have to give half. Before that, 1/3 they are giving. Total food grains, 1/3 they are giving to the king. But he changed it, he made it to half. Then he appointed a special revenue officers for measuring land and collecting the revenue, and fixed the price to enable the soldier to live on the moderate income. Then he appointed a controller of market, Shahnai Mandi, to keep strict watch on the price and weight and activity of the traders. Then the merchants had to get themselves registered, and they had to bring all goods for sale. This is the point. Then no hoarding of the grain are permitted. The grain were stored in the royal granary and were to be used in the time of famine and scarcity. Then shopkeepers were prevented from cheating on the weight and were liable to be punished by cutting up equivalent quantity of flesh from their body. So these are some points. Okay, 7 points, economic measures. It is very important. Okay, you have to remember shortly. So, okay, let it to be. So next video class we'll discuss more about this chapter.